But yes,
Is this...
Open getting all the hate in this tournament, I've noticed.
Well, it's a mode that exists, as we've seen. My group is doing absolutely no open. As we get the big key to Thieves Town early on here in the Sanctuary chest, we'll get these two synced up in just a moment. And we will learn that the Sanctuary is located at Vanilla today. We already knew it wasn't going to be Dark World because of the way that the Doors branch treats a Dark World sync start.
Oh, right. I haven't actually seen that. I have just heard tell that you will start in bunny form.
The first qualifier that we did, the first live qualifier, actually showcased it. So a little bit of a differential of these two runners on the early route, that tstew was looking to go ahead and check that other drop down over here at Useless Fairy, and we have learned that that is the uncle, although the items are not what we exactly want. But Zaruvyen, however, has found out that the tier 1 tree pull is 20s.
That is a good way to farm some early cash, which is what he seems to be doing.
I have a feeling tstew might be setting up to farm some cash in a different format here, which will be the Houlihan. Unfortunately, tstew's going to find out that rupees are widely available. We do find Turtle Rock Front, which is good for getting a magic refill and a bomb.
Yeah, you don't usually see TR Front as the way to grab bombs, but if it works, it works.
We do see Useless Fairy at the Lumberjacks, so no needing to kill the castle tower in order to progress into an item cave or Ganon this time around, which is good.
Yeah, you definitely like to see that.
Find one of our rupee caves. tstew finding out that we do have magic on the guards.
There is an extremely outside chance that Aga 1 could be your Dark World access. I'm not sure I've ever seen it happen in a cross-world.
I did not get to see because of the way that cropping has tstew's top part cut off. So we will obviously not have an answer for what was on the Lumberjack, but based on the fact that tstew doesn't seem to be in a hurry to go grab it, we can only trust that it is something useless.
As useless as a fairy.
We get the big key to Hera in Link's house. And cross hunt, like cross keys, is that type of mode where the operation or order of operations, if you will, matter big time, because we've seen particular races that have come down to one person choosing one direction, the other person choosing the other direction, and that one direction opposed to the other was the correct way to go. We do see a couple of locations that we can't do. We can use the Hookshot Cave as a connector, but that's all it's used for at this stage. Sick Kid, which we can't do without a bottle, and also Spike Cave. There's Ganon.
Yeah, in the well. But it's nice to have Sick Kid in a place like CAC where you know you can get back to easily.
Yeah.
You find Sick Kid without a bottle, and he's on, like, Mimic Ledge.
And you have to take 3 connectors to get there. It's absolutely brutal. Chess game down here at the Quarreling Brothers right, and it's just a piece of heart, vanilla. Zaruvyen getting a bomb back thanks to the 50-50. Nothing there, but good to get it out of your way. Bottle, speaking of that, right there. We may want to get that at some point in time. Could very well be our first. You hope it's not, but it might be your first. TR left.
And hey, the front of the tavern is vanilla.
That's crazy.
I mean, the back of the tavern's vanilla, so it means that the tavern hasn't, like, become some, like, cosmic warp. Like
yeah, it's always chaotic when you wind up having that happen. I know Zaruvyen was trying to grab that bomb out of the second pot from the right. Unfortunately, got hit with a laser and was unable to pull that up, and is now just going to go ahead and leave.
Yeah, I guess this point, you can't even really defeat the Pokey for its key.
Right. What Zaruvyen was trying to do, I think, was trying to get that bomb out of that pot, and that was all that Zaruvyen was trying to do there.
Looks like he didn't even scout race game. Maybe he'll scout it now.
Yeah, I think Zaruvyen.
Nope.
Well, we're not going to scout it then. Well, I don't think Zaruvyen finished up the Kakariko village. I think seeing the two connectors here in this village, Zaruvyen wants to come back to the village and make his way into one of those.
Okay, so we have Thieves Hideout with a heart container. Probably not coming back from that for that.
And I do believe I just saw Misery Mire over here.
Yeah, we have a lot of interesting stuff in CAC. The Smiths were right there, so if we get the mitts and want to return the Smith, it'll be a short walk. A lot of fairy stuff here in CAC, too. I guess that makes sense. There are a lot of fairy springs in the game. Oh, yep, there's your mire.
Yeah, both of these runners are finishing up Kakariko Village. Once again, Zaruvyen, the way that they routed through this village, left the 4 entrances behind right in the middle of town, and now is cleaning those up. And again, I think Zaruvyen's plan is to go through one of the connectors. Whether it be Fairy Ascension Cave or the Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess Hookshot.
No, looks like we're going to be doing Fairy Ascension over here.
Treading gingerly to not trigger the snitch.
Yeah, because if you trigger the snitch, you can't get in the home. It's very annoying when you have to go back into another person's house in order to allow yourself to go into the entrance that you need to go back into. So there is absolutely nothing in this CAC village.
The snitch locks the door to the mini Moldorms. You wonder what happens to the snitch once she goes in and finds her home full of mini Moldorms.
Okay, this is good to know for future reference. Fairy Ascension takes us to the floating island.
Ooh,
we do have Potion Shop. That's also very interesting.
Yeah, and Zaruvyen heading over. Let's see if he can get past this Lionel. Woof. Yeah, that's dangerous. But GT entrance requires 0 crystals in this mode. It is in fact already open.
Yep, and this has been a gotcha for some runners in this mode. By the way, hi there.
Paradox.
Now we're not going to. We have a very slim chance of surviving this.
As you were saying.
Yeah, you've got to hope that they bounce in a particular way to help you out.
Yeah. tstew, meanwhile, finds desert.
Yeah, we are over in the Mire area, and I'm not sure how tstew got here. I'm going to assume Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, it was Hookshot Cave. Nice that we've seen a connector from each runner, so we know where they both go. And they're kind of useful connectors.
A Mimic Cave we can't do. A lot of things that we cannot do right now. I missed that. What was that?
You mean map chest in desert?
No, I meant what was on this ledge.
Oh, I didn't see what was on the ledge. Oh. Blue mail on the torch.
Okay, we have bombs on the Kai there. Thank you very much, Ike. You're one of our trackers. And hi there, Skull Woods. I guess we don't need to come back with the fire rod later.
That's convenient.
And also, we know this is not Softlock Woods either.
Yeah, we found the connector right there, and Zaruvyen taking that death so that he can bunny revive.
Yep, they are definitely going to try to get through this right here. Definitely good use right there of getting the Gyptos to stay away. I'm jealous.
Why, do you get bodied by Gyptos a lot?
Anyone who was watching me do a run or just before this know I got a lot of deaths piled up because of that darn room with the Gibdos. But enough about me.
Well, Ruby got a bug net for his troubles. Not that he has any bottles, but, you know. If you find yourself in an Aga fight without a sword, I don't know how you would find yourself in an Aga fight without a sword in this mode.
Oh, Thieves Town. Thieves Town, here in the mountain, I guess. Somewhere. I haven't been keeping track. You know, when both runners are on different paths, it's difficult.
And there is a boomerang, which it's nice to stun enemies, but when the only thing we have to kill enemies is bombs, it's not great for finding the stun prize.
And there is the Palace of Darkness Small, as we've noted through this tournament. That is not a guaranteed Skullwood Small in this mode because of the door branch.
Right, but hey, got a small key there anyway.
tstew has found a dark cave.
I
has
hear a
fallen
certain
down.
someone is the cause of that room being called Pinball Room.
I don't know what you mean. I keep bouncing back and forth on how I want to treat that room. Just like the Gibdos. Sea House over here at Spiral Exit, and
our other
Zaruvyen
mail.
continuing
Okay.
to check up. Nice go back.
Yeah, once we get a sword and a fire source and maybe a moon pearl.
True. I'm just curious how much further Zaruvyen is going to treat this sequence break.
We get a map of Thieves Town, and maps are nearly useless in this mode. I mean, yeah, it can be useful to know what's a pendant if you want to pull ped, but other than that, it's more useful to talk to Saha to find out the green pendant and the bomb bender to find out the 5-6 crystals.
Ped?
Oh, right, it's Twitch chat, I forgot. They all like ped.
Well, no, they just like having absolutely crazy chains to get to where you need to go. Hey, there's the dam.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the Dark World, we can't do anything without either the Moon Pearl to actually put it in logic or the mirror to, you know, fake get it in logic.
Zaruvyen trying to be careful through here because bumping into the moblins does 2 hearts damage.
I didn't know moblins were so beefy. Oh, and that is...
Palace of Darkness at the Curiosity Shop.
Yeah, and we do have a small key, so we can start diving this. I mean, of course, we can always get shooter chest, but...
By the way, Drosy, have you been keeping up with your drop-downs?
Well, I know we saw Useless Fairy and Lumberjack and Ganon and Sanks Vanilla.
Well, Drosy, let me tell you about that. The well is behind Ganon's tower.
Oh, I didn't realize we had exhausted all of them.
Yeah, between the both runners, we've already seen all of our drop downs. So yeah, it's going to be the well
Why is
behind
that
GT.
always in the pyramid?
Because it wants to give extra incentive more than just getting that Triforce piece on Moldworm 2.
Torture the runners with like, oh yeah, we're hiding 5 items behind Aga 2.
we're incentivizing the runners with 5 items behind Aga 2. It's all in the way you use it.
Well, first things first, we need a weapon.
I mean, yes, we need a lot of things still.
It's just, I mean, I can't imagine what it's like for the runners. 15 minutes in and your only weapon is bombs.
Gee,
And
I
Stu
wonder...
has found his way to the top of Dark Death Mountain with a few more hearts than Zaruvyen had, so he might actually be able to do something here. He decided to jump down, though.
Oh, this is actually logical.
Yeah, because the item is just sitting here in Spec Rock, but we don't care. Stu grabs the arrows anyway.
I hear us mentioning about how they've pressed one button every 4 minutes so far, so I think we're getting close to having to press... Hey, there you go. You can press the bow now for
Hey,
Zaruvyen.
yes, I mean, between Stu's arrows and Zaruvyen's bow, we have a weapon.
Nice force out there and the desert east. I mean, Ruby still needs to pick up some arrows in order to be able to use that bow.
Right, that's why I said between Zaruvyen's bow and Stu's arrows, we have a weapon.
Which would allow us to get through this cave right here. Hey, there we go.
Mini Moldorm, but you have to be really careful when you only have 4 bombs. We could buy bombs, but Ruby decides not to.
Tstew has survived the trip over to Spiral Cave, and, well, now we at least can guarantee if we get bopped by one of these, we did get blue mail, okay.
Yeah, Stu found both mail upgrades.
That's a beautiful looking Spiral Cave exit.
So now Zaruvyen's gonna pay for bombs.
A little close.
I'm very curious what's in this mini Moldorm cave that we are traversing at a great price.
Well, it's over here at the Ice Rod Cave, so to begin with, it definitely makes you have to travel to get here.
And now we have a book which just sends us on more fetch quests.
And a pod small that Zaruvyen wish they had when they were going through pod earlier.
Yeah, because that can unlock the back, which has quite a few chests.
Yeah, it's not in logic until you get the 4, but at this point in time, what is logic?
Logic is merely a suggestion, if even that.
All right, so coming up here in about a minute and a half, we'll have another button for our trackers to press. Since we're going at a 4-minute clip here. Zaruvyen does get beef.
Oh, I was just going to say, too bad the bug net isn't tracked in
Key Sanity. Yeah. Because we would love to put those trackers to work. We do thank the trackers for being here with us on this evening, this group stage match. I guess I should pull up some data to go ahead and talk about while we are swimming.
Yeah, Zaruvyen has taken a loss to homemade beer. Stu, it's his first race.
Yeah, that was a tough race there for Zaruvyen against homemade beer. I believe it was last night that they both played. It was a race that I was teasing Zaruvyen. Like, I wish that race wasn't when I had my race against Moogle Charm, more out of the sense that, you know, I was calling one of those cross keys races together with Zaruvyen and Homemade Beer, a 3-person crew that just went absolutely off the rails.
You don't say. I'm shocked with that 3-person combination that comms would go off the rails. Oh, we found Gary's cave.
Yep.
So
Right outside the
that's
Beastern.
not a great old man spawn point. It's an okay old man spawn point if we don't have the flute. Once we get the flute, it really doesn't help much.
Tstew has found, was that a rod?
Yeah, that was a fire rod sitting in the library in Saha's hut entrance.
Cool. That's going to lock 2 of our Triforce pieces.
Potentially 2.
Logically 2.
Yes, okay, fine. I mean, Rule of Fire, maybe Lamp and Bombos are both behind Fire Rod, and Fire Rod therefore locks 3 Triforce pieces.
Tstew trying to take the old man out and has successfully done that. We do have a small key on the Spectacle Rock. And just a little bit of love. Compliments of our old man. And a
walked
Agate
into
Tower.
Agate Tower.
And Tstew, who doesn't really have a whole great deal of weapons here, is going to go purchase some bombs. Are we going to try to do this to get the first item or not? It's a tough call to make at this early stage.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to do that, but yeah. Ball and chain guards are tough to take down with bombs.
Now we have a weapon.
Yeah, that makes things a lot easier. Hey, we can go back to Mimic Cave and get its item too. We can do a whole bunch of things with that hammer. I mean, if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. And I'd hammer in the evening. All over this land.
I'm...
Our poor tracker. Iceman's having some fun in chat.
My head hurts thanks to you now.
Oh, did I give you an earworm? Dr. Earworm isn't even playing. So he can't cure you of it. Anyway, Tstew continuing into West Dark Death Mountain, which we have not yet seen, and there's Eastern. We can Bunny Revive here. He's just gonna fall into a few pits to do that. Zaruvyen does the first check we've seen with that book by opening Desert Main, but it's just Smoke's Rock inside. He grabs a little bit of money. Rick, I can't have broken you 23 minutes into the seed.
I was already defeated before then. It's just,
okay. I was going to say, what am I going to do for a COCOM for the next hour and a half?
Well, I do believe the sound of crickets chirping can make for a good COCOM.
Hey, that's like how in avian art that they sometimes just put birds up there.
All right, so
that all roots for the birds.
I'm just trying to remind myself how Tstew got into Eastern, but
it was
somewhere on the mountain.
West Dark Death Mountain. He took the portal from Light Death Mountain.
Okay. Small key to Meyer, which
so this is all out
of
logic since he had to Bunny Revive to get here.
Yep. Which means we're not going to find the Moon Pearl here. the relaxing ambience of tumbleweeds rolling by.
hands.
I think more than anything else, Drossi, I'm trying to figure out what exactly the seed wants us to do at this point. That hammer does open up maybe a possibility, but I don't know.
I mean, maybe Mimic Cave's the answer. Okay, now we see that Lumberjack was just a big 20.
We did see a paradox, but right now that's out of logic and...
Right, I mean, well, the items are out of logic. We can be forced to use it as a connector in logic.
Maybe. Who knows?
It's a horrible bunny walk, but you can be forced to bunny walk stuff like that
Right.
in logic.
Right. Although I wonder if that still attaches to the door branch here. I know door branch does some certain things differently.
That's true. I haven't looked into, like, what door branch thinks about bunny walking in entrance modes.
Alright, so... Zaruvyen is not going to take the Quarreling Brother connector just yet, which is going to keep them away from the hammer just for now, but gonna go through Spiral Cave.
Where Spiral Cave came out.
Spiral Cave was
it does
a
give
connector.
The first bottle, though, as I recall.
It does, yes.
Tstew now finding the fire rod that he can't actually get.
Yep. All right, yeah, they're hammer pegs. That's right. Which does remove one of our required Dark World hammer, or not hammer, mitt blocked locations.
That's true. There are not many mitt blocked things in
until
entrance shuffle.
Until it becomes essential, and well, let's just say that I partaked in a seed last night that was that case. For those of you who were watching my race against Moogle Charm last night in the cross hunt, the dam was mitt blocked.
Wow, where was it?
At Turtle Rock's entrance.
Oh yeah, that and Ice Palace entrance are mitt locked, and of course Smith and Purple Chest are mitt locked.
And of course, Hammer Pegs, if you don't get a connector there, is also mitt blocked. The issue was that the Cane of Samaria blocked the mitts. It was
fun.
Roller Room Turtle Rock. So yeah, that was fun. And by the way, if you were curious furthermore about that seed, the Desert Big was in Swamp Palace, because why not? And Mimic Cave is just leading us to a compass.
So that was not the answer. Maybe Sick Kid's the answer. By the way, do you happen to know what this MSU is?
I have no idea.
That Ruby is serenading us with. It's pretty chill.
Tstew finally in the bow.
As Zaruvyen finds Agate Tower, which Tstew did not go back into with the hammer, so we still don't know what the first item there is.
And our tracker celebrating that they have a button to press. We're near the 30-minute mark. Let's go ahead and shout out our trackers, Ikeer and Iceman. Thank you so much for doing the tracking for us here on this evening's race.
Yes, we got to see both of them at SpeedGaming Live a couple of weeks ago, as well as Zaruvyen. Sadly, tstew was not there.
Maybe next year.
One can hope.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Wow,
Well, that's not in logic. That's not in logic.
But we can beat it.
It makes things interesting there.
Because Ruby's gonna find Eastern on the mountain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a bit of an oopsie by tstew not going back for that once he had the hammer.
And again, it's not in logic because we still need the Moon Pearl in order to make the Eastern dive in logic, but Zaruvyen is going to one-shot it now.
Right.
And that's more of what you're getting at with that.
Yeah, that tstew did it out of logic, only was able to get 4 items, and none of them were very helpful. But Zaruvyen can just never have to think about Eastern again.
So neither runner has checked Potion Shop just yet, so we're going to get that first look right over here on tstew's side.
And of course we don't have...
Oh, Super Bunny!
Okay, that's 2 items and a connector.
One-way connector, but...
Oh yeah, we can't. This is the direction we can't use it.
Yep. Piece of her and bomb, so nothing.
And yeah, we don't have a glove or flippers to get to Zora. Not that we have Zora money anyway.
Okay. The question grows deeper. What does this seed want us to do?
Zaruvyen lets the fairy loose so that he can now Death Warp in Eastern and Bunny Revive in Eastern.
Turn in bottle is one answer. I do have another question.
What is that? Oh, here's tstew about to get his Eastern big.
Yep. And it'll probably be feeling rough having found this in the order that they do. And this is, again, where I mentioned that this mode, a cross-world or cross keys or whatever, can very much be an order of operations mode.
Yeah, like tstew just decided that even though Eastern's not too far away, he didn't want to go back in there for 1 item and a Triforce piece.
Yeah, at this point in time, I think the operation is find out what the seed wants you to do for your next stage in the progression chain.
I'm still wondering what Sick Kid has.
Right. Because that is a big piece of this chain right now that we have still to resolve. And you mentioned we checked this just a moment ago with the book, and it's nothing.
Yeah, but tstew doesn't know that.
Right.
On that subject, there is a recently discovered glitch that allows you to delete the block at Desert and thereby get into Desert Entrance without the book that is currently being voted on in Tark. So if you are an active member of the racing community, you can pop into Tark. I believe voting runs through Monday if you have an opinion about whether people should be able to use the front entrance of Desert without the book.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Drosy. These runners cannot do this at this point in time. They don't have all 4 bottles.
Being they're not about to carry a cuckoo all the way from Kakariko.
speaking of bottles, let's see what the sick kid gives us for that first bottle.
Ooh!
Ice Rod. Oh, glove on sick kid. That opens
Okay.
up more entrances.
Yes, so both of these things were interesting. And Sick Kid being very useful today.
All right, so that ice rod will give us the ability to maybe finish one dungeon coming up here later on. Zaruvyen trying to figure out where the... Oh, we're not there yet.
I mean, I would take that glove over to Back of Escape since we know that that's in its vanilla location. T-Stew.
I think T-Stew's making the way there eventually.
Yeah.
And we find nothing there.
So
Saving
now
quit. This will be probably Sanctuary. Yep, Sanctuary. All right. Zaruvyen needs to be a little careful. Thankfully, the hearts are part of the stun prize. Get out of here. Because I think for Zaruvyen, drop down that pot if you're not feeling confident.
Okay, so what does Back of Escape have for us?
Nothing.
Mitts.
Something. And
Mirror.
something.
Those are definite somethings. Those are some serious somethings.
All right, that opens up a lot more to do now, friends.
Smith chain.
Not yet.
Oh, right, because we can't.
We got to be Bunny Bee
locked in the dark world without the moon girl.
Right, we got to be Bunny Bee gone first.
Yeah.
T-Stew's going to find out that this connects over to that lift rock, so no longer does T-Stew need to worry about this one. One thing of note, we do have Mire access and a mirror.
Oh, Mire area, you mean? Because
Right.
we've seen the dungeon, but we can't get in there without either boots or hookshot.
Right. We have access to the Mire region, which will open up three checks for T-Stew, but also we know that there's a key on the ledge.
Ah, yes. And we can see those two entrances on desert left and desert back.
Also, we have Fairy Ascension leading to the floating island, and we have 4 entrances that we can get there, 5 entrances actually. So there's a lot that mirror does open up. That's the reason why mirror can be very essential in this mode. As Zaruvyen picks up the first of our Triforce pieces to lead 1-0.
As well as a crystal of unknown provenance.
So T-Stew going to go back up to the mountain. We're going to see what is on the floating island first.
Because of the lack of map checks in this mode, sometimes you just show up at the bomb vendor and, oh, he's already got the big bomb for sale. And you don't even know which dungeons did it.
And you don't care. Because the answer here is you want your Triforce pieces. T-Stew using the mirror and vanilla.
Oh, and Zaruvyen has just found his way to White East Death Mountain.
Okay, so it must be Death Mountain Descension that is located over at the bottom of DDM, and they loop together to eastern Death Mountain. All right, Blind's Hut.
Money, for the most part.
With a cape.
Okay, we did see the back of Bumper Cave at some point. I forget where it was. It was pretty early on.
It was in Mire area, so we're not going to be able to use that for what bit.
Oh, okay. Still need the Moon Pearl. Freaking Moon Pearl. Hey, Hotel Mario.
Tstew has been the first to locate Hotel Mario for what it's worth.
I still think there needs to be like a true Hotel Mario hunt mode where Mario has the Triforce. Ooh, we're getting convergence on Thieves Town.
Yeah, because both runners do have the big key to this dungeon.
Yeah, and with that hammer, they can beat blind. It's not the weapon you really want to beat blind with, but you can.
But the goal is getting that Triforce piece. Now, thankfully, the seed has been rather healthy for both of these runners early on.
Yeah, and they've both gotten the blue mail at this point. But yeah, 40 minutes in, we still haven't seen a sword.
All right, so logically, this is not available to us just yet. That Tstew is checking now, and Zaruvyen will get in just a moment.
Right.
But logic is only a suggestion.
Logically available.
And we've seen it not a lot, but it's been something that's happened, at least on a few occurrences, to the point that what's down in the cell could be an answer to what you need to do later on.
Oh, we also see on Zaruvyen's side that this is going to be a crystal. I see Ike here has marked that in the tracker even.
Nice double hearts there for Zaruvyen.
Yeah, really taking advantage of the stun prize.
Yeah.
Now, Tstew has a glove, but Zaruvyen doesn't, so Ruby's gonna have to route the basement differently than Tstew just did.
Yep, take the long way around.
It's a long way to Tipperary.
Oh, hi there, Hookshot.
And that's in logic.
Logic, some logic.
But Hookshot is a really nice find, Tstew, remembering he does not have a small key to go over and open the big chest with.
Yeah, that's correct, but now we can do something in Meyer.
Oh, yay. We don't
Meyer...
have a fire source, so there are only, what, 4 checks available in Meyer?
Yep, and what is it? All 4 of them are right now in logic.
Yeah, because we do have one small, so that's all it takes to put lobby chest and map chest in logic.
Alright, Tstew trying to wrap up this fight against Blind, getting to stage number 3. Trying to just hold out time until it respawns.
Yeah, the problem is we can't use the cape because then you don't have the hammer selected.
Oh boy, this is getting a little dicey. Tstew. Oh
no!
That's unfortunate for Tstew, and the worst thing about that is now Blind's going to set up at the very, very top of the room when you try to come back. Tstew does the right thing here. Come back later.
Preferably with a sword.
Right, because you know this being a Triforce piece, this is not going to be your Moon Pearl. This is not going to be a special item. It's going to be a Triforce piece. And taking that mirror straight over here to the desert area
that you mentioned that you're going to see. As
oh,
Ruby
nice job for
Blind.
Zaruvyen. Small pod.
Archery game, but we have pretty good money at the moment. Ooh, GT.
Oh, yeah, this is fun.
We have the hammer and hookshot to go all the way down the left side.
This will be a Triforce piece, another one for tstew. We get the half magic.
I believe this is Ruby's first time in... Yeah,
Yep.
Ruby's first time in Desert, so... They'll find the
Yep.
red mail on the torch. Ether, which we can't use without a sword. Which is unfortunate because a lot of people like to ether the Stalfos in this room. 2 maps, that's garbage.
Yeah, especially the Eastern Palace one. I mean, tstew doesn't know that it's a crystal, but tstew will go back there at some point in time. But Zaruvyen now with a 2-0 Triforce piece to lead. However, tstew is working their way towards their first.
Yeah, the thing about tstew is those mitts.
Yep. tstew does have a bit of an advantage as far as the items are concerned, especially since Zaruvyen's over here going to be checking the mire area without the mirror.
Right, I'm right. I guess I should have said the mitts and the mirror. And hey, there's Bumper Cave, and Ruby doesn't have the cape either. So tstew might follow Bumper Cave while he's in this area too.
And Zaruvyen finds the other side of Hookshot Cave.
Wow, that is like the treasury here in Rando Room, 600 rupees.
So
And the sewer's key.
Zaruvyen, by the way, Zaruvyen with the hookshot also gives them incentive to check Sickhead coming up here.
True, so that'll get a glove.
All right, tstew about ready to face off against the Ice Armos. There's the gloves for Zaruvyen, and now Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, so Ruby should now get the mirror relatively soon.
Single arrow over there. And again, we know one of the items behind the Ice Armos is going to be the Triforce piece, because that's part of the mode here. That will be the middle chest. Putting tstew at 1. There's a sword in Hookshot Cave. And a shield right next to it. Semi-paired together. Gotta love it.
Uncle clearly just, got lost in Hookshot Cave somewhere along the way.
I think this might be Zaruvyen's first trip. Actually, no. I think they're going for Paradox Cave. Since Zaruvyen knows about it.
Right. And is quite a bit healthier now.
Yeah, we're going to Paradox Cave to see if the other side is in the light world.
tstew is traversing Hookshot Cave backwards to get back into Link form to then go back through to actually get the items. And the sword will certainly be a relief.
Only 1 hit, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, and with blue mail, it only takes 1 heart.
All right. Got to deal with these 2 mini Moldorms, and only 1 bop there. That's solid. And middle entrance is in the Dark World, so we're not going to be able to get the items right now without the Moon Pearl. But maybe this is a Bunny Walk seed.
Ooh, laser bridge. Very much out of... Well, it's out of logic only because we're in bunny form. The cape does put the chest in logic, provided we can find either the Moon Pearl or some light world access to this.
Unfortunately, Zaruvyen, it had a fairy in a bottle. Everyone does it. Everyone does it.
Fortunately, it's pretty easy to die to the lasers, so it only ate, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds for Ruby.
tstew inside misery. Oh, Zaruvyen taking another bop there. Maybe a little bit of a frustrating moment setting in for Zaruvyen, and that led to that. Yeah, I think Zaruvyen at this point just... There we go. We got the first
all
one.
For 10 arrows.
Small Pita Pod. Desert Big for tstew here in Mire.
Yeah, and since we know where the front of desert is, we can grab the big chest at any point if we want. Another useless map.
And another map. And we do know
TR's
it is a crystal. Yep. There's the Moon Pearl.
Okay.
It is in Mire.
So one of the 4 chests that we have access to in Mire was the answer.
Yep, so the hook shot was the answer all along in our Thieves Town.
So now the world is pretty much tstew's oyster.
And a sword upgrade.
Yeah, especially with that. And just gonna take a death there to warp to the front to get the health refill rather than mirroring.
All right, starting at the Sanctuary, this will be the back of escape for Zaruvyen. And now with the Dark World access with the mitts and all that, tstew is heading over here, and we'll be heading and finding Paradox Cave in a moment, and we'll get to see what those 7 items are.
Ah, yes. All sorts of stuff we can now do with a Moon Pearl. How useful.
And there's the bits, and there is the mirror for Zaruvyen. Off to our next destination. Zaruvyen thinking about it. Gonna go back to the Sanctuary here. Get to see whether or not Zaruvyen goes into Misery Mire as the next destination. We know that would be the best destination here for Zaruvyen. tstew did a pretty solid job cleaning up with that laser bridge. Jarasi, I am excited to find out what these 7 items are.
Oh my, it is one of the densest item locations. But here's Hera, and we can Hera pot, and we have the big key. So, no reason for tstew not to finish off Moldorm here.
This will even things up at 2 Triforce pieces for both. Zaruvyen just around the corner from GT. So Zaruvyen's going to be getting distracted with Ganon's tower just like tstew did, but kind of expected. This is your entrance heavy area, and again, you know there's a key up here. tstew having a little bit of an issue with the Harapot. Finally gets it.
Good thing there are fairies down there since he's down to 1 heart. And tstew not taking any chances is going to take the vanilla route into the big chest.
Makes a lot of sense. Fireball shield. Yeah. Who?
It's better than the plastic shield.
Citation needed.
Also, tstew has a lot of money if he ever wants to visit Zora. Since we're discussing the age of tech, tstew has been around the community a long time. I believe he was in the 512 Swiss.
And there is Crystal, or yeah, there's Triforce piece number 2 for tstew. And tstew does know, of course, where a third piece could be, and actually a fourth one that tstew can get at this point, which would be Eastern, and then go back to Thieves Town. I think tstew might try to put that off a little bit longer and see if the small key emerges. That is Turtle Rock Small. That is Turtle Rock Small.
Yeah, speaking of small keys, we don't have Samaria, but, you know.
Well, the thing is, all these add up to the potential of Lava Chest having something. There's our Thief Small.
Yeah, unfortunate. Well, tstew needs to go back into Thieves anyway.
Right.
Have some red goo. Not gonna say no to red goo.
Right, and that is a big deal because when tstew goes back in, if there is something of substance in the Thieves Town big chest, that could take an awful long time for Zaruvyen to get back. By the way, the bottom puts you on Laser Bridge. Or not Laser Bridge, TR Bridge.
I was curious, so I just looked it up. tstew went 4-3 in the 512 Swiss, which put him just shy of making brackets. Nice bomb use by Ruby there to avoid spending time in that warp tile.
And there's TR right.
And now that we've got, like, a sword and stuff, we're gonna traverse TR backwards and probably kill the pokey, go to Lava Chest, and continue backwards to Chain Chomps.
What makes you think tstew's going to do that?
Sure looks like he's doing it.
I don't know. I'm not convinced yet.
He's also using the cape very liberally to avoid the bunny beam.
Well, I mean, you're going to get your magic refilled coming up here in just a moment. Nice sword upgrade in Lava Chest.
Yeah. Tempered is really nice to have, especially when you consider that 10 minutes ago we didn't have any sword.
Yeah, how quickly we've gotten those swords as Zaruvyen has picked up Triforce piece number 3 to retake the lead 3-2. And just a whole lot of love right there with the chain jumps.
Of course, tstew, with his current loadout, knows that he can very easily get the Eastern and Thieves Triforce pieces as he finds Hype Cave.
With the big key to Turtle.
Wouldn't it be nice if we had Samaria? Wouldn't it be nice if we had boots to get that fire rod?
That would be very solid, and I know exactly where tstew's going back at this point. We got to go back in. We have to go back in.
Yeah. Get that big chest, which is a small key to
Small key to this dungeon. Thank you, Gabe.
Oh boy, but we can now go forward to Crystal Roller.
Yes, and imagine there being a cane of Samaria there. It's not happening today, but I'm jealous.
That would have been quite something.
Yeah, well, it would have been actually salt in my wounds. We're getting a Zora region check here from Zaruvyen.
Okay. Both runners have over 1,000 rupees at this point, so I don't think they'll miss the money.
Oh, there's a big key there on the island or the ledge.
We could splash delete to try to get it.
Oh, that's right. So, T-Student never knew that was where Paradox Cave was, and this was in for a surprise when you come out at Ganon's Tower.
But now we can see what is at the entrance to Hookshot Cave. Nothing.
Fake hype. All right, Zora! Big key! This is a big key to GT.
That is useful. That gets us a Triforce piece and 5 more chests. Well, I mean, 4 chests upstairs in GT, and then... Well, I guess we still need a fire source to do all that, don't we? I'm
Yes,
getting ahead of myself.
you're almost there. All right, so Thieves Town and Eastern Palace are 5-6. So Zaruvyen already has both of them.
Right. And
Swamp Big. Thank you, game.
Yeah. Well, might as well put behind the flippers a big key that you can't use without the flippers.
All right, nothing at Ether Tablet, and we're going to go ahead and see what this key is on Spectacle Rock, I believe.
Nope, going right back into Paradox Cave.
Must be to go back through the middle here and continue going through Village of Outcasts. Yeah.
Which is interesting because, yeah, we can get to Village of Outcasts by regular logic. We have the Mitts and the Moon Pearl, so you can just save and quit to Sank and get there the normal way. So I would have been curious what that small key was.
All right, Zaruvyen is heading back towards Fairy Ascension Cave. And T-Stew's going to continue some of our checks here in the Dark World.
And we know that what Zaruvyen needs to do is take that hook shot to Meyer.
You start to feel bad when you go an hour plus without your Moon Pearl.
Yeah. And only on Fighter Sword, too.
But these are checks that Zaruvyen hasn't had the chance to make up here on the mountain just yet.
Yeah, and density-wise, Blind's Hut has more checks than what we can do in Meyer. Like, if you find Samari or a Meyer Big Key... Well, if you find a Fire Source or a Meyer Big Key, really, then you're a bit more incentivized for Meyer. And Jeremiah is getting quite a world tour with T-Stew, though the Smith's house is right nearby.
Yeah, this is nothing compared to some of the world tours that these Brett Smiths go on. And some more love. Just a heart container.
But that does make Purple Chest available, and it looks like we might be heading for it. Have we talked to Stumpy yet?
No, this is the first movement through the Dark World.
Okay, so we can check K45 entrance, we can talk to Stumpy,
Yep.
check a Bombos tablet.
Find an item cave. With nothing interesting in it, but you've got to clear them out.
There sure are a lot of big 20s in the item pool.
What is it, like 27 or something?
Sounds right. More even than pieces of heart.
And they never show up when you need money.
Though, hey, that piece of heart gave us a full refill. Yeah, 12 hearts, blue mail. We are doing well for health. Ruby with a little bit less health, but still pretty well situated.
Yep, the big thing Zaruvyen needs to do is get over towards Misery Mire, and I think Zaruvyen at this point is at a last locating of it over here, so we'll probably get it in the next 2 minutes.
Purple chest is nothing.
Although we're aiming ourselves towards something else. No, we're not. We're going right back to Fairy Ascension Cave.
Oh boy.
We have our sights over here on the other side of the mountain.
And so, book didn't give us anything, did it?
Just some reading material when you have some spare time.
If you want to learn the Madoran alphabet.
But who has spare time these days?
I don't know. Maybe you want to enroll in a Medora 101 class and it's part of the reading list.
Pyramid Fairy. There's the Quake. And a whole lot of nothing else.
So Ruby gonna try the mirror trick to get into Super Bunny mode? No. Just walking through Paradox Cave, okay.
Yeah, I think Zaruvyen's going to try to see where this bottom goes out, and unfortunately it's not going to give Ruby what they want. It is going to open up a couple more answers here, but what we know Zaruvyen needs to do is not this. But in your mind, you're probably doing exactly what you mentioned with the controller in hand. Zaruvyen's waiting for the lamp or the fire rod or the boots so you could get the fire rod to show up so that way you can clear a whole lot more to this mire area.
And there's our third medallion, so tstew has a full coin collection. But yeah, I mean, 4-item mire isn't attractive compared to 5-item hype cave or trying to find a light world entrance to Paradox and getting the 7 items there.
So that Bombos is actually very important right now.
Right, we can actually do TR Portal.
Well, not only that, but I was thinking Ice Palace.
Oh, have we found that?
Yeah, it's behind the Hammer House in Village of Outcasts.
Oh, okay. So our boots are probably somewhere in it then.
It could very well be.
Ruby gets the TR small and the TR big.
Graveyard Ledge over here.
At Agate Tower entrance. For a compass.
Yeah, we don't really need that. And nothing there for tstew.
I'm curious about the Big Red Bomb because we do have Thieves in Eastern now fully available in Logic, and tstew
No.
knows where the bomb shop is.
Non-logic, Drosy.
No?
Yeah, we don't have the lamp.
Right, Eastern requires the lamp for Logic. But
Right,
no one cares about the lamp for Logic.
Exactly, but logically, we do not have the ability to beat Eastern just yet, but logic's logic.
I mean, all that really tells us is the lamp isn't behind the Big Bomb entrance.
That is correct.
And this is our first look at Achina, another pod small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this will wrap things up for this portion of the mountain for Zaruvyen.
Having gotten the Master Sword, at least, in Lava Chest. Oh, and we are going to see Catfish, and then tstew will see all those big keys and stuff in the Zora area.
Yeah, the big thing here for Zaruvyen at this point in time, for those who are just making their way into chat, the answer is in Misery Mire, and we are assuming that Zaruvyen is wanting a fire source to make that a more attractive play. And there's our other sword. All right, butter percent, everyone. Load up the cholesterol. We have found Butter Sword.
Yeah, about 22 minutes from No Sword to Butter Sword.
Ain't Cross Keys fun?
Mm-hmm.
Or Crossworld Key Sanity, Cross Hunt, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, Crossworld Key Sanity modes, they're always like that. When it rains, it pours.
There's the other TR key.
But we don't actually need that.
Right, so it's not an important key. It's not like the Swamp Small. Also, tstew not going to Zora. So those two big keys are going to have to wait for a moment.
Ah, well.
Oh.
Ruby can't do anything about that without the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a weird noises here. And we also do need the flute. As Ike here is pointing out, because we need a way to transport that bomb off the mountain.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I guess you can't just save and quit with it like you can with Purple Chest.
Would be really cool if you were able to do so. Game says no. And this has got to honestly feel frustrating for Zaruvyen. More out of the where the hell is the Moon Pearl is etching through your mind. Maybe a few words that we can't say here on SpeedGaming 2, but the words are completely of the sense of, I just want my Moon Pearl at this point in time.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that we know what Ruby needs to do, but can't blame him for not doing it.
Right.
But as you said, you know, cross keys modes just are like this.
Desert, big chest, bombs.
We still haven't seen the back of Desert.
It's okay. We'll find it soon. Maybe.
But yeah, really, we need to either find Lamp or find Boots for the Fire Rod, because getting this far without a fire source is...
Okay, we mentioned about the Fireball Shield, but that Fireball Shield just saved tstew. Because right after doing the fake flippers, wound up taking a Zora Fireball, and without that to clink it, would have been in a lot of hell right now. Yeah, this is Old Man Rescue. Here's the big key. That was the GT big.
It's funny how it knocked tstew out of Water Walk.
All right. Zaruvyen does need to go to Meyer. Is this the play to Meyer? Now fully out of the ability to do anything. Although with the hammer out, I think we're going to Spike Cave. Yep, we're going to Spike Cave.
And a very nice splash delete by tstew there. For the disappointment of a Swamp Big.
What do you mean the disappointment?
Just what I always wanted, a single item fetch quest.
Good work there by Zaruvyen, going to the back of the torch where you actually don't take damage for a moment there.
Oh, and Zaruvyen's gonna want to get out of here, it looks like.
Well, you're in Cack Village at this point in time, and I think you're lining up for your next play. And that is absolutely nothing.
With one slash of frustration.
tstew heading back over towards Skull Woods.
Welcome our
And we
raiders
are
from
going
Allison.
back to Fairy Ascension Cave. An hour 17 in case you're wondering, the big answer to this seed, at least this early stage, is in the spike chest of Misery Mire. That is where the Moon Pearl resides.
And we're talking early stage, an hour 17 in. That tells you what kind of a seed this is.
Although we could be lining ourselves up to actually do some other work besides what Zaruvyen is up to right at this moment, but I don't know, Drosy.
Well, I'm sure lost with, like, what else we have in I mean, there's ice. We discussed ice. No one likes to do ice without Samaria anymore.
Why?
Because then you have to do stuff like IPBJ.
I mean, yes.
There was a time when everyone did IPBJ. That was like when dinosaurs walked the earth.
Wait, they walked the earth?
I mean, we have a wyvern walking the earth on the left side of your screen, so why not dinosaurs?
Well, for what it's worth, Skull Woods is a pendant.
Which we still can't beat without a fire source.
Yep.
Yeah, boots showing up would be big. That would get us Skull Woods and... Well, tstew can't finish TR even with the boots leading to the Fire Rod because he still hasn't been back to Eastern Big Chest to get the Ice Rod.
However, tstew is about to find the Palace of Darkness for the first time.
With 5 smalls, but no big. Maybe the big's in here. If we find the big, we can just finish everything off. Because 5 smalls is sufficient to full clear everything as long as you hammer jump.
Hey, the Pod Big key chest here. As just a map for your
I was
pod
hoping
keys.
vanilla big key, but, you know.
I mean, that would have been nice, but the game said no.
Meanwhile, poor Ruby doing all this bunny walking.
Yeah.
When the Moon Pearl is, in fact, not behind a bunny walk.
Right. And again, we've stated it over and over, and it is just an assumption here that what we're waiting for is a fire source, and it's kind of become apparent that we're not going to get that fire source until after we get the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, it's more just a feels bad than anything else.
Oh yeah, for certain.
And tstew now going to give us our first look at the back of Pod.
Zaruvyen trying to get the items inside of Pyramid Fairy. And you know what those sword slashes are. Those are not happy where I am right now. Sword slashes.
Well, there's Quake, which we can't do anything with. And the discovery that the fairy's just giving us empty bottles.
Yeah, thank you for your service. Have a great day.
Um,
20 arrows downstairs.
Yeah. Pairs of arrows.
20 arrows. This is exactly what you want in your rupee basement.
Another Skull Wood Small.
Hey, there's our way up!
Huzzah!
Oh! Okay!
So now we can finish off Skull Woods out of logic. If we find the back of Desert, we can finish Desert. It does put the rest of Eastern in logic.
So we found 5 small keys to Pod, apparently. So we're almost there, logically. And Ruby is about to feel even worse about this seed.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Now, the good thing here for Zaruvyen is that tstew has not taken the lead as far as Triforce counts are concerned.
Though he does now have no fewer than 4 pieces at his disposal. Besides the 2 that he already has. Because we have Eastern and Thieves, and we can do Skull Woods out of logic, and we can now do the GT climb.
Also, we now can find out what the item is under the water inside of swamp. Or not swamp, I mean...
Flooded spot?
The flooded spot, yeah.
It would be nice if we had a flute to get over there.
Oh, Gate of Samaria!
So, that lets us finish TR if we find the boots. That also lets us do right side GT basement, except for tile room out of logic, because we still don't have the fire rod.
Also that lamp, by the way.
What about it?
We can climb GT.
Yeah, well, that was one of the 4 Triforce pieces I was saying that tstew now has at his disposal.
All right, here comes feel bad moment for Zaruvyen. You're not going to feel great when you've been putting this off for so long, but you just got to keep moving forward at this stage, and that Cane of Samaria now gives tstew the incentive to go inside of this.
Oh, right, I wasn't
Ice
even counting
Palace.
this one as one that we could get. Right, so tstew can very easily get up to 7 Triforce pieces now.
Yep.
And if we just find the back of Desert, that's an 8th. Find Pod Big, that's a 9th. And Mire Big, really, that's... We may never get the boots and never get the fire rod at this rate.
Yeah, but I have a feeling we're still going to get it.
Probably, but it is pretty crazy to think about that. Wait, tstew really just needs to find the back of Desert and find 2 big keys, and he's in go mode. That's strong incentive for doing the climb, because there are 4 items on the climb and then 5 in the well behind the climb. Well, 3 items on the climb plus a Triforce piece.
Correct.
But yeah, 8 items plus a Triforce piece seems like a pretty strong incentive to me.
It definitely is. But we have not seen the back of Desert yet. We haven't even located Swamp Palace. We haven't located the Swamp Small. There's the silver. It's a nice place for that.
tstew's gonna have a really fast Ganon fight.
So, this seed still has potential.
What sort of potential? Troll potential?
It's got all sorts of potential, Drosy.
Potential energy that needs to be converted to kinetic energy? So chat wondering about boots behind Pyramid Fairy. It's possible, but as discussed, we need a flute to be able to do Pyramid Fairy. Right, no fire rod. Gotta use the bombos for the freezors. And another map. I feel like we found most of the maps. We shouldn't be able to find more maps.
Well, as long as they keep putting them in the dungeon, we're gonna keep finding them, Drosy.
And we are missing Ice Big Key. So, had to orphan the big chest there.
Zaruvyen's gonna get Buttersword coming up here in just a moment, but tstew getting ready to tie up this Triforce count 3 pieces to 3.
As we approach the hour and a half mark.
And you don't feel horrible at 3 pieces at this stage. You just got to keep moving because once the pieces start to assemble, you're going to get them in rapid fire succession. There's Triforce piece number 3 for tstew. We are knotted up here in this match. In
Yeah,
Group
again,
B.
tstew knows full well there are 4 more pieces he can get right now if he so chooses.
And tstew is heading back to GT.
And with 3 smalls, the 3 chests on the climb are all in logic even.
Although we're going to check this entrance first.
Makes sense. Could be the back of desert. But it's just junk.
It's not even the entrance you want.
Well, we already found the, good Ice Rod Cave entrance.
All right, so here's GT coming up for tstew. First, going to do the basement. First, going to go over here. Actually, no, we're going to first... Oh, that's right. We don't have a fire rod. Sure.
And it looks like Dark Shopping Mall just came up empty for us.
Yeah, we saw this from tstew's side.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember. So, where's...
That was a little close right there for Zaruvyen, and we are
Oh, no!
not going to make it. That is going to...
Okay, that's not too bad.
Dust yourself off and try again.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the game knows where to... I said, thankfully, the game knows where to put Zaruvyen, so we didn't have that up to 40-second wait.
Yeah.
We got it this time, though. Good.
No, I was just gonna say that as far as fake flippering, I'd be curious to see what the Ice Palace entrance is.
We saw it already. It's desert left.
Oh, okay.
We came out of it early. Super Bunny front, so we don't need that.
I totally misremembered which world that was in. I mentally had it as Upgrade Fairy entrance. And tstew up to Wizrobe 2, so we will start seeing the checks pretty soon.
Hyrule Castle.
Wow. Yeah, front. This is our first look at Front of Escape. On
Yes.
the inside.
Which
Going
is
straight for
located
Dark Cross.
Which is located at Dark 5.
So presumably we'll want to see where the other 2 entrances are.
For one reason more than the other. Zaruvyen does need to be careful because we are dealing with the Dark World enemies in this room. Gonna bombos this room to help out. Big key to Meyer.
That is now beatable.
Moldorm giving tstew a how do you do. Also, mushroom pickup for Zaruvyen.
So that means minimum 2 Triforce pieces behind the climb, so if there's anything useful in Cack-Well, then the climb is hard required.
So there's our Triforce piece, giving tstew the lead 4-3.
And to reiterate, tstew's easiest path to go mode would be find. Whoops. Sorry,
Ice Palace big key just found for Zaruvyen.
what? So if something's in the big chest there, like boots. Nice triple for tstew there.
And Agachu is down. All right, Drosy, call your shot. What are we finding in the well?
Boots?
Just see, these are for Zaruvyen, so not there.
Yeah,
So now we're going to check the other entrances. So we haven't found connectors that take us to 2 of our force outs, one being Bumper Ledge, and the other one being the TR Laser Bridge exit. Swamp Small.
We still need flippers and the entrance to Swamp for that to be at all useful.
Right, but that still is a Triforce piece that is locked behind the GT Climb. So that's 3
That's
pieces.
True, so, yeah, GT Climb hard required.
Yes. So the well does contain a Triforce piece of sorts, but we can't get it yet. Oh, Bonk Rock's chest with the blue cane. Also, Zaruvyen's just around the corner from getting the red cane. Going through the Quarreling Brothers, and that will get us set up for a few places to go. And tstew's gonna finally. Oh gosh, that. Poor Zaruvyen!
Does not want Ruby opening Thieves
There
Town.
we go. Now we get into the Tower of Hera.
Okay, so Triforce count about to be evened up again. Except that tstew is now in Eastern, so he'll get his Ice Rod and a 5th Triforce piece.
Yeah, and tstew right now, because of how long it took for Zaruvyen to get that Moon Pearl, does have the exploration advantage, does have a little bit more of the ability to plan out the route, and isn't that far away from going to be able to finish up Thieves Town either. And there's still that one check that is in Thieves Town that we can get to now.
Right, I have to imagine tstew, when he goes back to Thieves Town, will do it just because he's already in the dungeon.
All right, here comes the fourth Triforce piece for Zaruvyen to temporarily even things out.
For about 30 seconds. tstew's gonna have a really easy time up here with the silvers.
That is correct, and that's number 4 for Zaruvyen. 4-4 here in this match. At the 100-minute mark of this race, make sure you give these runners a follow. Twitch.tv/Zaruvyen, Twitch.tv/tstew14. Also, thank you very much for Ikir and Iceman_F1 for doing the tracking for this match here as well. And Drossi, thank you for being here with me for this race. Thank you for asking me to do this race.
Yeah, it's fun. It's been quite a while since we've come together.
Number 5 for tstew, giving him the lead, 5-4.
And yeah, Ruby. Well, okay, Ruby will get a 5th Triforce piece here in Ice, and we'll see what's in the big chest. But he does need to go back to Pod because unless we find the boots, that lamp is our fire source that thus far is hard locking the seed.
Yeah, but tstew's going to get ready to work on Triforce piece number 6 through Thieves Town. So 2 big chests are very interesting for us at this stage. And they're both going to be in the dungeons that these 2 runners are in.
Oh, and Ruby did not get that Samari. I forget where Checkerboard Cave was. Dark Sank?
It was at Graveyard Ledge.
Graveyard. Okay, I knew the general area. I just didn't remember the specific.
Yeah. So it's going to take Zaruvyen a little bit longer. And I wouldn't be surprised if tstew does... No, okay, we are going to go get that check first. I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if tstew opts to go do the blind fight first and then come back in. Only because of the beam swords, which will make the blind setup there at the back of the wall easier.
Though, with the cape and 15 hearts and blue mail, I'm not too worried.
And you're right. The amount of hearts we do have is not... It is not a painful fight. It's just more annoying.
Right.
All right, here's the big check coming up here for tstew. What is in this chest? Just a piece of heart. That's good news for Zaruvyen.
And then we'll get the flip side in a minute or two when Zaruvyen opens Ice Big Chest.
Because there is a world where, as you mentioned before, we may not need the boots after all.
But in that case, we must go into Pod to get the lamp.
Yep. And tstew about to take a 6-4 lead here. Second go around with blind has been successful for tstew. There's the silvers for Zaruvyen. And
so, if I'm tstew, I'm probably thinking Meyer because that's 4 more checks and, well, 3 more checks and a Triforce piece.
Ike here pointing out to us and reminding us that we do have another outstanding big chest. Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, I guess if we want to go right side with the lamp and do compass room, we can then continue around. And we are one room away from having the mystery of Ice Palace Big Chest resolved.
All right, big chest coming up here for Zaruvyen. Just a red rupee, not that we need. So both of the big chests that we were worried about for the other runner, not amounting to much. Magic powder.
Where was the bat? It's been so long I forgot.
Lost Woods.
Ah, okay. So that's easy enough to check. And Zaruvyen going to narrow T-Stew's lead temporarily.
As T-Stew gets ready to go for Triforce piece number 7. Lamp in hand. This was really what Zaruvyen was waiting for to come in here. Or at least that's what we assume. Small key to desert.
Okay,
that's
that's
fun.
2 more checks.
That's fun.
T-Stew not doing Meyer cutscene. Oh, nope, he hit the switch and is going back to... I'm confused.
Probably setting up for the basement.
I guess it saves a tiny amount of time needing to hit one less switch in the basement.
And a bomb. Okay, we're going to get the breadsmith chain here for Zaruvyen and then get over towards Purple Chest. Checks we've already seen from T-Stew.
I can tell you one thing T-Stew isn't doing in the basement. Spooky.
Gee, I wonder why.
Oh, where did Ruby turn up the mushroom?
That was in Dark Cross.
Oh,
Big
okay.
E, the Palace of Darkness!
Okay, so T-Stew is potentially a desert back entrance from Go Mode.
That is 7 right now. Pod would be 8.
You bomb jump in Skull Woods for 9.
Yeah, so yeah, desert back. And I only have, I think, 2 entrances where it can be at this point. Maybe 3. Unless we find the boots, which would add more entrances to the mix.
Well, Boots would also be Go Mode for T-Stew because then he could just get the Fire Rod.
Right, yes. I'm just thinking about where desert could be at this point.
Right.
Because the remaining entrances that I know of, we've got the Turtle Rock main entrance. And I don't think either runner has gotten to the pod. I know Zaruvyen was in that area, but Hyrule Castle pulled them away.
Yeah, I don't think either runner has bribed Kiki yet. Isn't silvers for Viddy nice?
Extremely. 7-5 in favor of T-Stew with that Triforce piece. And green pendant. Have we seen Sahasrara?
No, because if we had, we would know that that was going to be the green pendant. We just knew it was a pendant.
Alright, Zaruvyen is heading back to pod, so we'll get the lamp in just a moment.
And T-Stew
And you needed the fire source in order to get the pod big.
Oh, right, that was on left side Meyer, wasn't it?
Yes. And Tisu's going to head to pod as well. Get Triforce piece number 8.
And given how T-Stew's been playing, I'm sure he will also check Pod Big Chest while he's in the area.
Until you're in go mode, you're checking stuff.
Yeah, it's just annoying because you have to hammer Yelm over.
Well, yeah. Which in that case, I wouldn't be surprised if T-Stew decides, first I'm going to go ahead and defeat Telmasar King, get the Triforce piece, and then, at that point, go and get this big chest. Zaruvyen getting the 20 arrows of the basement. Such a great prize for being downstairs. And here's the lamp for Zaruvyen.
I wonder where that 6th pod small is.
Yeah, Zaruvyen does not like getting that right there. We cannot read the faces of the runners because we don't have the webcams and whatnot, but we know exactly what those sword swings meant.
And as we approach the 2-hour mark, I don't see this seed finishing sub 2. T-Stew's ahead, but even so, he still needs to do the back of Skull Woods, and, like, I guess best case scenario for quickly finishing it is if the boots are in Pod Big Chest, but even then he has to get the Fire Rod and then go over to TR.
Yeah, that would be a difficult situation to ask at this point in time for a sub 2. Especially since Skullwood's in Turtle Rock's basement or Laser Bridge aren't far apart from each other. Eight to 5 in favor of T-Stew.
Chat reminding us, I don't think we ever did check the flooded item spot, did we?
I do not think so. Oh, well, yes, we did, according to Iceman.
Oh, okay. 10 arrows, says chat. Once again, shoutouts to Iceman and Ikir, our trackers, as Zaruvyen finds the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, and you feel absolutely bad about it. But, again, in this circumstance, you just got to keep moving on. Myra Big was up on the GT. We know Zaruvyen would need to do that. T-Stew's going to logically break Triforce piece number 9.
Poor logic, so broken.
Chad talking about the Fast ROM, which was introduced right before the last League season. Hard to believe that's been a year plus ago.
Yeah, though with the timing, League was played on slow ROM.
Right, but still, it's hard to believe that Fast ROM's now been a thing for a year.
I know, it was like the last day of August last year, so it's 13 approaching 14 months now.
It was the last day of August, and the temperatures were like 79 degrees, and I thought you were about ready to get into that diatribe. 9 to 5 in favor of T-Stew as we get the pendant.
Ruby getting the
pendants?
Bad news about Quake doesn't actually do anything this seed.
Yeah, but Zaruvyen now with that lamp is going to go right to GT, get that
Right.
Triforce piece, and...
But with tstew on 9 pieces, that gives him a very large buffer before Zaruvyen catches up.
Yeah, Zaruvyen's going to get 6 here. That Meyer Big will get the 7th accessible to Zaruvyen, but...
Which will then lead to the Pod Big, which would be the 8th.
Yep.
And, of course, Ruby can do Out of
Sequence
Logic
break.
Skullwoods back
Yeah.
as readily as tstew can.
Yep. Alright, here's Hyrule Castle for tstew.
Doesn't want any part of it. Nope, does? Changing mind?
I think it was the, oh, wait a moment, here's accessible items I can get. Also accessible entrances, including TR left here, which gets you another entrance, which we know from Zaruvyen. This was Bonk Rocks. With the wrong cane. And maybe we'll see what 110 rupees gets you. This will be the discovery of Super Bunny's bottom, which of course we saw much earlier at
Super
Potion
Bunny's
Shop.
bottom, shouldn't it put on some pants?
Yes.
I'm glad we're in agreement.
Chad asking about Saha's hut. We have not seen Saha's hut, although that green pendant turn-in would be absolutely sweet here, because that would make it for 4 items for tstew. Looking for one item for Go Mode.
Or one entrance from Go Mode. But yes, we will see what the extortionist monkey is guarding.
Oh, Saha's hut is where the library is, where the fire rod is sitting there, and has been sitting there now for 1 hour and 57 minutes. Alright, 110 rupees. Is this something that tstew wants to see?
Ha!
Well, it's Sahasrala's 110 rupees gets you a piece of heart. A flute so you can get that pyramid bomb back. The boots! Let's go mode for tstew!
And a very convenient Go Mode since we can grab the fire rod right away.
So that flute will never get used. The fire rod coming up here for tstew. Go into Turtle Rock Laser Bridge, which is located at Chess Game in the Village of Outcasts. And that will be Triforce piece number 10 for tstew. And
Ganon is in Cackwell, or... yeah.
Yep, right on the other side, although you get flipped around to Lumberjack home. So not that far away. Just a quick dash away to get to where Ganon is.
There's that Meyer Big for Zaruvyen, but
yeah,
unfortunately too late.
Yeah,
I think the amount of time it took Zaruvyen to find the Moon Pearl, there was just it was going to be really tough to come back from that.
Yeah, the amount of time that Zaruvyen did a lot of other extraneous things besides going into Meyer. And again, we'll ask this question during the post-race interview if Zaruvyen does decide to join us for it. I do believe that this was a case where you're hoping for the fire source to show up, but unfortunately, as it turned out, both fire sources were Moon Pearl blocked. You could sequence break one of them, but the other one, you had 0 chance of sequence breaking. And this is just a lot of, as I mentioned before, order of operations. tstew went into Mire sooner, got the Moon Pearl sooner, and had a lot of information about the Dark World before Zaruvyen was able to get there and get the Moon Pearl. And what it really comes down to, maybe in another seed, it would work out. Today was just not Zaruvyen's day. There's Triforce piece number 10 for tstew. And we know both of these runners. So you mentioned tstew being here back in the 2018 Swiss. Zaruvyen, who's a regular competitor and regular racer in the community. We know both runners have the ability to show. They showed us a lot of great things in this race. tstew now is just probably 90 seconds away from clinching victory. And you said this was tstew's first race, right, Drossi?
Yep, so he will be 1-0 after this. Zaruvyen will unfortunately be 0-2, which is not insurmountable. Still plenty of races left. Yeah, Buttersword sure makes for an easy 1-1 on the first 2 Ganon phases.
And Zaruvyen's about to get the boots coming up here in just a moment, too. Never found Desert Back, never found Swamp.
Never found Flippers, even if we had found Swamp.
Gotta love Cross Hunt. That gives you the illusion of choice. And, oh, Kiki gets run off.
Oof. Yeah, Kiki is just annoying.
Two hits to Ganon. And right as Zaruvyen finds Saha's hut, tstew's about to get the fanfare, so get your GGs in chat. Almost sub 2 if you added 180 seconds to it.
Hey, for all the hunting we had to do.
Yeah, just as Zaruvyen gets the boots, there's the done.
Yep. 2:02:45, the official time. There's the forfeit from Zaruvyen. Reading the race room chat, we were correct about Zaruvyen just not wanting to go into Mire without a fire source or Samaria Big P.
Yeah, and it's understandable. Totally get it. Just not the move that was going to pay off this seed based on where the items turned out to be. Next seed, maybe it will pay out.
And we are joined by our winner, tstew. GG. I think you're muted.
Yep, thanks.
There we
There
go. Welcome in, tstew. So, what were your thoughts about this seed at the early stage? You had dove Eastern without the big key, found the Eastern big shortly afterwards. You took the death to blind. How do you regroup at that point in time and focus after that happens?
It didn't feel that bad. It was just, the early game just seemed really slow. I wasn't really getting anything that opened up anything else. I'm not surprised I died to blind. I'm not good at the hammer blind fight, so that was just, I'll come back later.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that all you're getting is a Triforce piece that made the right decision at that point. Come back with stronger equipment, more health, and you'd be able to take care of that blind fight. I do believe we also have a Zaruvyen in here.
So, you give me the hammer. I'm going to do it the first time every time.
And you did.
And I would have had a worse time if I didn't have a hammer or, anything to fight blind with.
Items in this early game just were so hard to find.
This early game was actually terrible. It was not great.
Yeah, well, I mean, neither of you got a sword until nearly the 50-minute mark.
I mean, the sword didn't matter because you gave me a hammer. You gave me a hammer, you gave me a hook shot, you gave me a bow. I was so mad to DBR the pod entrance and get the bow right afterward. Like, oh, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of things I think I sequenced wrong in this one.
Yes.
And I'm never going to go into fireless, big keyless, caneless mire early. It's just never going to happen. And
we figured that as much, and it definitely get it. And as I keep saying, in a different seed, that play pays out for you just today. That Moon Pearl logically blocked both fire sources.
It did. I found the lamp. I found the boots right as tstew finished. So I mean,
yeah.
I'm gonna just put that on my shoulder and be like, okay, I was at least in go mode probably when he finished. It's great.
Yeah, boots were tstew's go mode because that allowed for the fire rod to defeat Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's what he said in the race room. The fire rod would have given me both Turtle Rock and Skullwoods, and then at that point, I have four. Getting 4 swords in entrance is not a good feeling. It's not. It's really not. It's like, oh, what have I gone wrong? Where did I get my last sword that I should have had progression? Oh no.
Especially when you get them in like 15 minutes after you've been fighting for as long as you were without a sword.
But you can make it work without a sword. That says a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, Mire TR. That puts me at what, 7? 7. The desert is 8.
Well, we never found the back of desert.
We never found the back of desert.
Right. I don't know where the back of desert is. We don't know. I know where the back of Skullwoods is, but the Skullwoods is 8 then. Let me just unpause here. Let me see where I'm actually at.
No, you have 6 already, so Mire TR Skullwoods is 9.
Well, that's 9, and I just
then Pod Big is in Mire.
Oh, don't tell me that. Oh man. Okay, fine.
Cutscene chest.
I'm never going for that at that point. I have 1 key. There's no way.
and we never found swamp, so.
So tstew is getting his revenge for defeat I had on him on the ladder, like, I don't know, 6, 7 seasons ago. Forever ago. This guy is a lot better than I am, so GG.
Yep, GG's.
Like, just put it side by side. tstew's made cross keys top 16 twice. Zippo. So, I knew what I was getting into with tonight's matchup. I still let them pick Cross Hunt into me. I would have picked Cross Hunt into tstew anyway. And it's honestly, entrance is fun against other entrance players. I do this every single time.
So I guess the question is what are you picking for race number 2 between you and tstew?
Oh, please, tstew and I are playing bad keys because I'm not playing open. Are you kidding me? Open?
I mean,
who plays open?
You're speaking to somebody who's playing either AD keys or cross hunt in my group, so.
I've heard that there are some open races being broadcast, and I am aghast. I cannot believe it.
I believe one of them is coming up here soonish, tomorrow maybe?
I'm saying that knowing full well that I watched the Big Dunga and Armalex race the other night. Anyway, thank you guys for putting this on. Honestly, tstew is a fantabulous opponent. If you ever want to play cross keys or any entrance seed, he's someone you could really match up to, and he'll probably beat you down.
Thanks for saying that.
It's a compliment. You're one of those players I look at on the ladder and go, oh, I don't want to get paired up to him. And we did, and I have one win against you, and it'll probably never happen again. So, take it and run with it. Honestly, you're a fantastic opponent. I'm glad we've been... I'm surprised you're Q3, to be honest. I think you and I should just swap places. And I look forward to the rest of the group as it pans out. Obviously, Beer is kind of on a run right now, so we need to stop him in his tracks.
And of course, your next race will be against for T2. Your next race will be against Homemade Beer in this same mode tomorrow. Would you like another Moon Pearl in Meyer?
I'm not sure. And yeah, I have a doubleheader against Homemade Beer tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that in the thread. They put both games back to back, so if you guys are looking for something to keep an eye on, that is a thing to do, because these two are going to go, I think, 10 rounds at least.
Will there be anything left after those two face off against each other? Both races are tentatively, if we can get the crew for it, on SpeedGaming tomorrow. When is your next match, Zaruvyen?
Well, right now we don't have anything planned with either of these two, and More Deeps has made themselves available to actually schedule, so we're in a kind of a holding pattern for a moment. You'll probably hear from us some point midpoint or late next week, if not in the week after. Obviously, we have a 3-week span to get these games in, so...
Right, and we're just getting through the first week. So you're right on pace. You have 2 matches under your belt.
Yeah, I got 2 losses under my belt. Exactly as planned.
Time to turn it around.
If I go 4-2, I will absolutely look at you, Rick, and say, "What have you possessed me with?" You too, Drossi.
I possessed you with supersonic speed.
Do I need to collect 50 rings first?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean... Okay.
That is a reluctant sigh from Zaruvyen. GG's to both of you here on this match. Any closing thoughts?
Can I please have a game that doesn't make me logically dive in 7 directions before the one I need to go in?
No.
I mean, we could
Okay.
try, but Saha Butt has
Listen,
has it out for you.
I only have myself to blame. I'm the one who typed the command. Honestly, all games are bad. All seeds are bad. Just play your best, everybody. Everyone plays differently, and whatever happens, happens.
And best wishes to both of you as you continue on with the Group V. GG's.
GG.
GG.
See you later, T2.
So if you're looking for some late night action for the Link to the Past randomizer tournament, there's going to be a match coming up in about an hour and a half from now, starting at 2:10 a.m. Eastern Time between PRD Wong and Tito's. That will also be Cross Hunt. And I do promise there will be an open race tomorrow to be broadcast. That will be between Gamachu and Iconic. That is tomorrow at 12:40 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, enjoy the AD Keys / Cross Hunt tournament, everyone.
Rick. Rick.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're
Can I ask
a lot of
who-
cross hunt here.
Who played that mode? Who picked open? Was it Gamma or Iconic?
I do not know.
Can you find out for me?
We could go into the scheduling thread.
You don't don't pull strings. Just who plays open, man? Come on. It's 2024. Pots and bones, man. I don't play pots and bones. I don't play those.
Now you've gotten me curious.
Oh, quiet you. No, seriously, thanks for the the restream, the comms, the tracking. I've been around for a while. I don't really deserve it. tstew absolutely does. So give some props out there. He's been a strong player for a good long while, and one of those players I look up to. You guys are people I look up to. I would love to join you in the booth if I have time. Obviously.
Always a pleasure to have you in here when you do have time.
All right, Zaruvyen, I had the answer. Iconic was the one who chose open.
Oh, was it? Is this game 2 or game 1? Did Gamma let Iconic pick game 1? That's rude. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm playing fun. Just
Yes,
playing
you are.
fun. I know. Gamma's fantastic. I had the pleasure
Looks like
of
Gamma
actually...
picked first and picked
Gamma
AD
picked-
keys.
So this is game 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Who won game 1? Gamma?
Now you're making us look up other things.
I mean, what do you expect me to do?
I mean, Gamma's what, undefeated at this point?
In my
Yeah,
heart,
Gamma's
yes.
undefeated, 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to win his group, period, so...
And
All right,
that
that-
surprises you?
I mean,
No, it does not. Because,
The
you
only
know
que-
what?
go on.
He's a consummate player.
Yes.
He's been around for a good long time.
And he brings ice cream to every SGL.
Man, I didn't get any. I feel bad.
I didn't get any either.
Oh, the Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches were a really nice touch.
What do you mean? He brought drumsticks. What do you mean?
He brought drumsticks and Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches, and I went for the Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches.
Oh. Now I feel bad, dude. I
Next
didn't get...
next year. Next year.
Next year, for sure. 100%.
Next year.
SGL, everybody. Herndon, Virginia. October every year. Hit it up.
And yes, Ikir's correct. Let's get out of here, friends. We got another race coming up here in an hour and a half. We'll see you then. Thank you to Ikir and Iceman for doing the tracking for this race, and Drassi's been fun.
Okay.
Likewise, Rick. Thanks again for joining me at this. And of course, shoutouts once again to the runners. Thank you both so much.
Make sure you give them a follow, give them some love, give them some ice cream.
Mm.
Now you're gonna have me going for like 12:30 a.m. ice cream. But anyway, yeah, thank you all for watching here.
We'll see you in an hour and a half. Thank you, everyone.